Hi, I'm Michelle and welcome to my channel. Have you ever pictured yourself in early retirement, waking up whenever you feel like it, sipping on coffee with no emails or deadlines waiting, and then maybe jetting off to some beautiful beach or hiking through the mountains? It sounds perfect, right? But here's the thing. Behind that glossy postcard version of early retirement, there are hidden costs nobody really talks about. And if you're not prepared for them, they can quietly drain your savings and your joy. Let's start with the version we all have, the intoxicating allure of endless freedom. No boss, no alarm clock, no commute, just days filled with travel, hobbies, and serenity. You've probably seen the images: golden sunsets over the ocean, strolling down cobblestone streets in Europe, quiet mornings with a latte and a view. They're part of what makes retirement appealing. But here's where we have to pause. The postcard version only shows the highlights: the vacations, the indulgences, the slow mornings. What it doesn't show are the real everyday parts of life that don't disappear just because you retire. Behind the dream, there are still bills to pay, meals to cook, unexpected expenses, and sometimes even boredom. That do anything, anytime lifestyle can be freeing, but it can also be disorientating. Without structure, days can start to feel a little empty. And without a steady income, these luxuries can come at a higher cost than you expected. So while the mirage of freedom is alluring, and honestly, who doesn't love the thought of a beach sunset with no work emails? It's only one part of the picture. To truly survive in early retirement, we need to look past the highlights reel and prepare for what comes with it. Another hidden cost of early retirement shows up in an area that seems positive on the surface: self care. With more free time, it's tempting to indulge in the things you never had time for before: weekly massages, spa facials, boutique yoga studio, organic meal delivery, specialized supplements, or those fancy wellness retreats that promise to reset your mind and your body. None of these are bad in themselves. In fact, they can be wonderful. But when they shift from being an occasional luxury to being part of your regular routine, the cost can add up fast. And it's easy to justify it too, because it feels like you're investing in your health. But ask yourself, are you really healthier or just spending more? Here's the thing: self care doesn't have to mean swiping your credit card. Some of the best forms of taking care of yourself are either low cost or completely free. A walk in the park can be just as restorative as an expensive yoga class. A hot bath with Epsom salt can cost a fraction of a day spa. And cooking simple, nourishing meals at home can save hundreds compared to buying specialty health foods. Even meditation apps or free YouTube workouts can replace pricey memberships. The point isn't to cut out all indulgences, it's to be mindful. If self care becomes a financial burden, it stops serving its purpose. True wellness is about balance, not about draining your retirement funds in the name of health. When you find lower cost ways to nurture yourself, you're not only protecting your money, you also discover that peace, relaxation, and joy don't have to come with a big price tag. Another hidden cost of retirement is the social and relational tax, and it can sneak up on you. Think about this. Your friends who are still working may have bigger paychecks than you, and when they finally get time off, they want to go big. That might mean expensive destination weddings, lavish birthday dinners, or luxury weekend getaways. Of course, you want to join in. After all, you finally have the time. But without a steady paycheck, keeping up with those choices can quickly put stress on your budget. Family adds another layer. Maybe you want to help out adult children, or contribute to grandkids' activities, or pitch in for holiday gatherings. Those expenses, while filled with love, can add up. And then there's everyday social life, going out for dinner, joining a wine tasting group, or signing up for pricey outings with friends. All of it sounds fun, but it comes with a cost. If you're not careful, you could end up overspending just to stay connected. But here's the good news. Connection doesn't have to equal consumption. There are plenty of activities that allow you to enjoy relationships without draining your retirement funds. You could swap pricey dinners for potluck nights at home. Everyone brings a dish and you still get the joy of gathering without the big bill. You could suggest a coffee and a walk instead of expensive brunches. A $5 latte and good conversation could be just as meaningful. You could try starting a game night or a book club. It's low cost, fun, and a great way to strengthen relationships. And share experiences, not just spending. Try volunteering together, explore local museums on free days, or check out community concerts. And travel smarter with friends or family. Instead of luxury hotels, you could try splitting an Airbnb or planning shorter, more affordable trips. People who care about you don't need you to match them dollar for dollar. They want your presence, not your wallet. And often, when you suggest lower cost alternatives, you'll find your friends are relieved too. They may be feeling the same financial pressure but didn't want to say anything. So yes, retirement comes with a social tax, but it doesn't have to bankrupt your budget. With a little creativity, you can enjoy a vibrant, connected relationships without overspending. So what's the takeaway here? Should you give up on your dream of early retirement? Absolutely not. What it does mean is that we need to pause and redefine what perfect actually looks like. Because if your idea of retirement is built on the Instagram version of life, constant travel, endless dining out, buying whatever you want, then eventually you're going to run into stress, disappointment, and even resentment. The real cost isn't financial, it's emotional. Imagine working hard your whole life to finally reach retirement, only to find yourself constantly pinching pennies, second-guessing purchases, or feeling guilty for spending on simple pleasures. That's not the peace and freedom that you dreamed of. That's just another version of being trapped. The shift comes when you recalibrate. Instead of chasing the perfect retirement that's been sold up to us, you create a version that's authentic, sustainable, and deeply fulfilling. Here are some practical ways to do that. Be intentional with your spending. This is about aligning your money with your values. Cut out the expenses that don't bring you joy, like unused subscriptions, impulse shopping, and funnel that money into experiences that matter. When you spend with intention, every dollar stretches further and feels more rewarding. Look for flexible income streams. Just because you're retired doesn't mean you have to stop creating. Many people find joy and extra breathing room in a side hustle. That might be consulting in your former field, creating and selling digital products, freelancing, or even something creative like art, writing, or teaching online classes. The key is it's on your terms. A little extra income can make the difference between scraping by and feeling secure. And choose community over consumption. Some of the richest retirement experiences don't cost much at all. Volunteering, joining clubs, connecting with neighbors, or starting a walking group can bring more happiness than another luxury vacation. Relationships and community are often what people miss most after leaving the workforce. And the best part, they don't drain your wallet. And redefine luxury. Luxury doesn't always mean expensive. It can mean slow mornings with your coffee and a good book. It could be a picnic in the park or hosting a family dinner. The trick is to notice the small luxuries you already have rather than constantly chasing bigger, shinier ones. And look for balance instead of extremes. A truly perfect retirement isn't about doing everything you ever wanted all at once. It's about balance, a balance of spending and saving, a balance of rest and activity, and giving and receiving. When you focus on balance, you stop comparing your life to someone else's highlights and start creating a life that genuinely fits you. When you recalibrate your definition of perfect, you give yourself more than just financial security. You give yourself peace of mind. You're no longer driven by pressure to keep up or fear of running out. Instead, you're building a retirement that feels like freedom because it's sustainable, it's aligned with who you are, and it allows room for joy without guilt. That's the real secret to early retirement. Not endless leisure or endless spending, but balance, fulfillment, and the confidence that you're living on your own terms. Thank you so much for watching.